welcome to the farm.
Hello everybody.
Today we're going to show you how we took this garden and we turned it into these grow boxes.
You're going to want to see this.
Today we're going to talk about what we're doing out here.
Yeah, so we are sitting out in our garden right now, and we are in the process of remaking our garden. We've had a whole bunch of problems here with this patch of ground. It's been our goal to figure out how to overcome those problems. We want to share that with you and show you how we have changed our garden from this problem that it was to what we hope will be a great solution.
Right, we've tried lots of things in this space to try and make the soil workable. We've moved chickens around to try and get some manure in there and have them dig up all of the things and till it, and we've done that for many years and that didn't get us anywhere. We've tried other compost that we've hauled in. We've tried mulch in all the rows and anything we could to try and help our clay soil that's very wet most of the year, along with a lot of rocks and other debris from past events that have happened in this place.
Yeah, so the big deal here is the clay, as you mentioned. We just have really heavy clay. In some spots it looks like modeling clay. It's very hard to penetrate. As a consequence, we have all the problems that attend clay soil.
We have lack of drainage. We have a lot of water that sits on top of the surface and doesn't soak in, and then in the summer it likes to turn into a rock because there is no moisture.
Yeah, so we've decided to put in garden beds to try and rise ourselves up above this clay mess. So we'd like to show you how it is that we've done this, what the plan was, and the process of getting there.
Yep, and the other day you were out here talking about the soil and its condition, so let's have a look at that.
All right. We've just had a few days of sunny weather, and this clay is just, it's already cracked and dried into big blocks, and that's why we want to put some garden boxes in. And so what our hope is that the garden boxes will be more controllable. We'll be able to control moisture and keep good soil in there that's not like clay. So that's the plan, and we're going to keep moving on it here. All right, so one of the first things I needed to do to make this all happen is to level our garden space, because we're on a hill on top of the clay soil. So in order to put garden boxes in, I want them to sit level. So that's where we started, is leveling the ground. Okay, we got a tape measure and a little laser transit. We're going to do some quick measuring to see if, like, from end to end, our leveled area is approximately level. Compared to the fire pit, 2 inches high. It's not too bad over a long stretch like that, just eyeballing it. So the fire pit's kind of the low point in the middle. Not a bad thing. I'm not going to stress it. It's a wide stretch and it won't make too big of a difference. It's not like we're building a house. One of the next steps after leveling the ground that we did here was to put down landscape fabric as our weed barrier. And there's a number of reasons we wanted to do this. The primary reason, of course, being to help keep the weeds down. But also, here in this little hillside, there was a lot of garbage in the soil from previous activities. Lots of nails and just junk and glass. So it wasn't ideal at all. And we wanted to just cover that up, be done with it, and move forward.
Yep. And then we moved my favorite part into the garden box area, or garden.
Wait for it.
We moved my fire pit over to the center as the centerpiece of our garden, so that our garden's not only functional and it won't only be beautiful, but it'll also be a fun spot for our family. So we originally had this fire pit kind of off to the side of the garden in the grass, and which made it unusable in the summer when the grass is dry for safety reasons. But also there wasn't much space around it for gatherings with family and whoever might come and visit. So the fire pit got moved to the center of our project.
So it's the centerpiece of the garden. We've designated a 16-foot square area for the fire pit, with the fire pit in the center. So it should give us plenty of room around it for people to sit and enjoy themselves. All right, so after we got the ground leveled and the weed cloth down, landscape fabric down, the next step, kind of an exciting one. Everybody,
oh, happy dance,
yeah,
Kevin.
everybody got in on this one, was moving the boxes that we built down into the garden space and getting them set. So we have, what, 10 or 11 boxes here that we've made, and we built them ourselves. We've got a video on how we built them. You can check that out with the link that we'll provide you below in the description. So we got these things all built, loaded them in the back of the pickup, and moved them down here from the garage into the garden space. It's a lot of fun.
It's time to place the boxes where they're supposed to go. Are you guys ready to see what it looks like? So I'm excited. This is the best part for me. I know it's a lot of work for you.
Yeah, it's been a lot of work, and there's still a lot of work to go, but we want to share with you what it's looking like so far, because it's coming together.
So, shall we show them?
Let's do
Or
it.
should we make them wait?
No, let's show them.
Okay, let's show you.
Here they are. Here's the boxes.
Yeah, they've seen it now. They've seen it all now. They know what we're up to.
So you're going to explain the method to your madness?
The method to my madness. Well, I think first you should tell me what you have left before I get my pretty little hands on things.
Okay. Well, this is what I think I have left. Depend on her, right? But so we got the boxes where we think we want them, the initial set of boxes. The next step for me is to get irrigation plumbed in, to finish spreading gravel between the boxes, to fill the boxes. And that's going to be an interesting one, because we're going to try some different stuff with filling the boxes, a little Hugo culture.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So because we don't want to just fill the entire thing with good soil on the top where we're growing things, we want to...
Well, and it gets expensive too.
It gets expensive.
We want this budget friendly.
Yeah, this is supposed to be budget friendly, just like the box, right?
Right.
So anyway, that's kind of what I have left. Okay, so you got my list of what I have left to do. Let's hear, again, what was your method here to your madness?
Method to my madness.
Yeah, what was the big deal?
Well, in the long run, I hope this is easier on both of our backs and our aging bodies as we grow older, and it gets harder to be on the ground weeding and planting, and also, you know, the getting in here earlier than we usually do because we don't have the drainage and water issues we have, hopefully, with these boxes. But of course, I'm after the pretty part too, and not just with the fire pit. So, well, of course, as soon as we get these filled up, we'll be planting because we're already really late into the season.
Yep.
A lot of that's due to the cooler weather and just not getting in here quick enough.
We're still a little behind though.
Yep. And so that is first on the list because that's necessary. And then the pretty things that'll come is I want to add some cattle panels for tunnels so we can grow pole beans up those and work on vertical gardening so that we can make the most use out of our space. And there'll probably be some twinkle lights and some solar lights and maybe a few little garden
I'm going to have a solar array out here to handle all this.
So that'll all be coming. And then in the long run, this area will be expanded even further. Maybe you want to talk about the outer edges of the boxes.
Yeah, so right now we can't cover our entire garden space with boxes because we need to move on to planting things. So we got to refocus here. But the outer edges of the garden, we're going to till up and plant in the old traditional style. And then at a later date, we'll work on adding more boxes to it.
Mm-hmm. And eventually, the whole outer edge will have boxes that look like the inner part of what we've accomplished so far.
In the meantime, things like any row crops that are going to take up a bunch of space,
and
squash, pumpkin, things like that will all go out on the edges.
We'll probably be doing more tomatoes, peppers, cucumbers, beans, And then, of course, some herbs, because we can't be without our herbs.
Yep, we need to have some of those.
And maybe some onions and our spruce for companion planting. But all the other crops will have to go out around the outer edge just because we won't have the space for them inside this year.
Yep, so we'll have to keep putting up with some clay.
Yep. So we'll have a lot more videos coming out about each of those specific things. The next one, I believe, will be on setting up the watering system.
Yep, that's my next big step here, is getting these things plumbed before they're filled.
Yep. So you're going to want to keep your eye on our channel and see how this area grows. But we wanted to give you a good overview of our biggest project here on the farm.
Yep, and it's exciting for us to be getting close to planting some things.
Yep. So we'll catch you on the next one.
All right, thanks for watching.
Bye. Don't forget to subscribe for more growing, creating, and sipping videos. If you enjoyed this video, you might also like this video here.